Hey guys, welcome back to Super Recaps. Today I will show you an action comedy film from 2013 called Red 2. The film opens with Frank Moses, an ex-CIA agent, and his lover Sarah Ross shopping at a Costco. After 3 years of dating, they are attempting to live a normal life. Frank notices his ex-partner, Marvin Boggs, while shopping and sends Sarah away by asking her to get shrimps. He then asks Marvin why he's here, and Marvin explains that their enemies are still hunting them, but Frank doesn't believe him. To persuade him, Marvin informs him that he can bring Sarah, and Sarah runs to Frank, pleading with him to go. Later, Marvin arrives in his car and tells Frank that this is their final opportunity. Frank, though, is doubtful that Marvin is dead, despite Sarah's persuasion. Frank and Sarah pay one more visit to Marvin, and Frank inserts a pin in his arm to see how he reacts. Then Frank gives a moving speech. Following that, government authorities arrive to pick up Frank and inform him that he will be interrogated at an FBI Yankee White facility. Frank spots the sniper and chooses to go with them to keep Sarah safe. At the institution, Frank is being questioned about his knowledge of Project Nightshade. However, a squad of private military contractors led by the shady agent Jack Horton attacked the location. While searching for Frank, Horton kills many individuals on his way to the interrogation room. When he finds Frank, he threatens to torture Sarah unless Frank provides him with the required information. Frank manages to escape from Horton and some of his men. He then proceeds to destroy the remaining men by concealing an explosive device beneath a dead body, which kills them all at once. Frank then escapes with the assistance of the still-living Marvin. Once outside, he is shocked to see Sarah waiting for him. He becomes furious at Marvin for getting Sarah involved. They are now on the run. While driving, Marvin informs them that he and Frank are being targeted as they are the members of Operation Nightshade, a Cold War-era secret operation to sneak a nuclear bomb into Russia. Frank tries to persuade Sarah to not get involved, but she resists since she thinks this new mission will strengthen their bond. They then discover that Marvin has kidnapped the senior director of military intelligence after hearing a commotion in the trunk of the car. Elsewhere, Horton persuades foreign authorities that Frank and his accomplices are fugitive national terrorists. He then requests that Moses and his accomplices be hunted by a specialist, top contract killer, Han Cho-bai. Han arrives at his objective in Hong Kong. Even with the high security, he kills his victim with only a photograph folded into origami. Following that, he receives a call from Horton informing him to target Frank. However, Frank's old comrade Victoria warns him that she has been hired by MI6 to assassinate them. Victoria also tells Frank about everything, including the possibility of Han being hired to kill them. Following Marvin's interrogation of his kidnapped victim, they are informed of inventor Edward Bailey, who designed some of the best weapons during the Cold War, as well as the nuke they had once smuggled. When Han arrives in New Jersey to pursue his targets, he finds that Frank, Marvin, and Sarah have stolen his plane and are flying to Paris to get the frog. They are greeted in Paris by /Katya Petrovich, a Russian spy with whom Frank had a romance once and who is also looking into Nightshade. She greets Frank with a long kiss. Afterward, Sarah attempts to behave as if she is clueless, but the frog senses this as she stares at him constantly. They manage to apprehend the frog after a huge gunfight and car chase scenes. They question the man in various ways and Sarah, trying to outdo Katya, seduces him. The frog decides to assist Sarah and hands over the key to his security box. Katya steals the key that evening after getting Frank drunk. However, Marvin had anticipated Katya's deception and had already given Frank an identical key to fooling her. Then in anger, Sarah finds Frank and slaps him for falling for Katya's tricks. After that, Sarah goes shopping with Frank's money as punishment, then she abandons Frank and Marvin and returns to the hotel. Unfortunately, Marvin and Frank are attacked by Han with a machine gun while looking for a taxi. Han then begins looking for his stolen plane. However, Frank and Marvin escape by deploying a stick of dynamite. Afterward, the trio checks the security box and discovers documentation linking physicist Dr. Edward Bailey to the Nightshade bomb's creation. They find out Bailey is still alive and has been locked for 32 years in a maximum security institution for the criminally insane in London. Marvin alerts Victoria, who pretends to attack the trio but assists in faking their deaths by placing 3 random bodies from her freezer instead. Soon, Victoria and Marvin sneak into the asylum. They discover the restless Bailey, who has been neutralized by mind-altering chemicals. They deduce that MI6 staged Bailey's death, and in order to find out why Victoria must purposely be arrested. Simultaneously, the trio takes Bailey to Moscow, where he recalls the location of the nukes. They are greeted by an old friend, Ivan Semenov, who aids them in sneaking into the heart of Russia. Bailey remembers in Moscow that he concealed the bomb in the Kremlin, the one spot where they will never search. So then, Marvin smashes through the cubicle wall to gain access to the Kremlin. They proceed inside and find the bomb, covered by red mercury, making it impossible for the military to detect its radioactive traces. Katya comes in the way, but Frank manages to convince her to join them instead. They flee and return to the hotel, and they celebrate by having a drink. But then they receive a call from Victoria, who has escaped MI6 custody. She explains that Bailey was arrested because he planned to activate the bomb. Bailey verifies Victoria's message while holding Frank at gunpoint, confessing he made a deal to deliver the bomb to Horton. Horton then appears and expresses his mock gratitude to Frank for his devotion to the country. Bailey and Horton then leave, but first, Bailey shoots and kills Katya and frames Frank for it. When they reach their destination, Horton fails to respect their agreement and plans to torture Bailey to get all the information, but Bailey releases a nerve gas and flees to the Iranian embassy in London. In the meantime, Marvin, Frank, and Sarah are arrested and ordered to be executed, but thankfully, Victoria saves them in time by using a sniper while Yvonne watches her. Then Han attacks Frank while he is on the run. They get into a physical fight, and when they reach a stalemate, Frank begs Han to assist him in stopping Bailey. Han accepts, and together, all five of them devise a strategy to recover the bomb. They go to London to execute their plan. Frank gifts Sarah with a special gun that has her initials engraved on it. The plan is in motion when the objective arrives. Frank slaps Sarah in front of the Iranian ambassador, who then talks to her. She then seduces him and detains him. Marvin pretends to be a defector to create a distraction, allowing the gang to infiltrate disguised as plumbers. Meanwhile, Bailey seeks vengeance for the deaths of his wife and children. Before leaving, he activates the bomb, and Horton gets killed. Soon, the five find the bomb. However, Bailey has already activated it, and the timer is running. So, Marvin tries to deactivate it. They call Victoria and tell her to go after Bailey, so she does. But he realizes he is being followed and escapes with ease. Bailey then kidnaps Sarah and flees aboard Han's plane to avoid the impending explosion. Frank, Marvin, Victoria, and Han pursue him. Han and Victoria follow from the car, and Marvin and Frank are in a helicopter. Marvin's attempts to defuse the bomb causes the countdown to become even faster, and they discover that Bailey is going to the airport, along with Sarah as a captive. Amidst the chase, Frank and Marvin's helicopter gets shot and crashes down with the bomb still in it. Somehow, they manage to survive, but the timer on the bomb is still ticking. When they reach the airport, Bailey gets on Han's plane with Sarah as a hostage. Then Frank enters the plane and approaches Bailey, who orders Frank to leave with Sarah and the luggage containing the nuke. They rejoin the others, only to discover that Marvin was unable to deactivate the explosive. As the plane takes off, they wait for the luggage to detonate and prepare to die. Han utters a slur in Korean. Victoria encourages Marvin to wrap his arms around her, and Frank and Sarah also embrace each other. Then we see Bailey relaxing in the plane when he hears a timer go off. He discovers that the bomb is actually planted in the plane and remarks that he did not see it coming. The bomb blasts in the sky, and the enormous explosion startles the team. Frank admits to hiding the bomb on the plane and approaching Bailey with the empty briefcase. Han goes to Frank and tells him that he was beginning to like him and had considered not killing him. He then angrily demands $30 million for his airplane and a further $20 million for not killing Frank. Frank merely expresses gratitude to Han and walks away with Sarah, and they start kissing. Frank then informs his girlfriend that there is a mission in Caracas, and Sarah smiles in response. The scene then shifts to their mission in Caracas, where Sarah is dancing and enjoying herself along with Frank and Marvin. She then casually pulls out a weapon and starts firing towards the ceiling. Thanks for watching. To support the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button and press the bell icon to get new video updates.